Hey peeps, welcome back. We are talking the Real Housewives of Orange County, season 18, episode 2. All right now peeps, I hope everyone is doing well and feeling great. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much. I appreciate every last one of you. I appreciate your comments, the likes, and the fact that you subscribed. I haven't had the opportunity to get down in the comments very much lately due to work being so hectic, but I will get in the comments later this weekend, and I look forward to talking to you guys. Again, I just want to say thank you for being so supportive and for watching my videos. All right, so on to the show. So, this episode picks up right where we left off. And in my opinion, I think that Alexis was doing really way too much. I feel that Alexis and John may be in this relationship and she may actually care for him, even though I truly think that it's an opportunist thing. I think that both of them like to be famous. I think that both of them like to be on the show. And I think that Alexis wanted to be a full cast member and receive a check. Jen, she was on Watch What Happens Live last night, and she said that she thinks that John and Alexis truly are in game. She says that she saw John with Shannon and she saw John with Alexis, and John with Alexis is totally different. She believes in their love and she thinks that Alexis will end up being Alexis Jensen. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but for me, I think that she's full of shit. She's telling Tamara that this is difficult for her too, being in the same room with John's ex. You didn't have to be in the same room with John's ex. You could have declined the invitation. You came. Okay, so if it's difficult for you, why do you think that it should not be difficult for Shannon? Tamara was acting as if she was trying to be supportive of Shannon. She sends Shannon this text message. And she tells Shannon that, I know things are not great between us, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you with all of these pictures of John and Alexis going around. I know how hurtful this must be for you, and I am so sorry. I hope that you're able to enjoy the holiday season. And Shannon replies back to her, thank you for your text. Looking forward to spending the holidays with my girls. Merry Christmas. Then Shannon proceeds to say that Tamara later goes online and she thumbs up all of Alexis and John's pictures, including the applause emoji. And when she reaches out to Tamara, she wants to know what the heck is going on. She texts Tamara and she says, I'm not sure what's going on, but I can say without a doubt that you would never see me posting an applause to a girl who has a PR rep saying that John and Alexis have a lot in common. And I guess at some point Tamara texts her back and she says, grow the fuck up. This has nothing to do with you and John. And then the rest of it, I can't really see what exactly Tamara was saying, but Tamara is nobody's friend. And I think that Shannon needs to realize that. After all of these years of knowing Tamara, working with Tamara, seeing Tamara on and off the show, I have no idea why Shannon would even think that Tamara was worthy of friendship or that Tamara was a real friend. After seeing the way that Tamara has treated her season after season after season, after seeing the way Tamara treated her friend that she brought onto the show last season, why would you entrust Tamara with anything? The woman is void of compassion. Now, Jen is a housewife that I can stand behind. She seems to be honest and she doesn't seem to be holding anything back. She comes right out and she's talking to Emily and she's talking to the new housewife Katie, and she lets them know that she's being evicted. And what I did not love about this is Emily acts as if she didn't come from humble beginnings, that she's never been through anything in her life, that her family's never been through anything. The woman is down on her luck. She's going through something, and it's not for your entertainment. There's this wishing well thing that Heather has at her event, and Emily says, I'm going to wish for you a house. And Jen says, and a car and a job. You know what I mean? Emily thinks that this is hilarious. Even when they sit down for dinner, she makes comments about Jen needs to be in the money machine. Maybe she can get enough to buy a house. What is wrong with Emily? This woman's pain is not your storyline. Meanwhile, Gina is on the other side of the room letting everybody know that Jen is being evicted and I got her the place and she's all upset with this woman. And I said, you know what? You are talking about she's damaging your career. She's damaging your reputation. No, ma'am. You are damaging your own reputation by being on national TV talking about your client's problem. And here's another thing. Last episode, Gina says that the reason she knows about Jen being evicted is because she was on all the emails. She was CC'd on all the emails from rental agent who was evicting Jen. Now today she's on here talking about she found out about the eviction via Instagram. Gina, you are absolutely lying. You have been spreading this gossip about this woman being evicted around town. If I lived in the OC, you would be the last fucking realtor that I would ever reach out to. Lord forbid anything bad should happen to me and I should get evicted or foreclosed on. You will just go around town telling everybody my damn business. You know, Gina is acting as if she is one of those famous people from those realtor shows that we see all the time, selling Manhattan or selling LA or selling Sunset or some shit. I don't watch any of them shows. She's acting like she is Maurizio. Girl, please, you are ruining your own damn reputation. And let's not forget that you haven't always been financially savvy. When you first got on this show, y'all didn't have any money, really. But the money that you did have came off the back of your husband. And we didn't see you clocking in for no 9 to 5 until last season when you took your realtor exam. So, you know, you struggled a little bit here and there. Yes, sometimes you did make some good moves, but you are not Dave Ramsey. The fuck out of here. Stop judging this woman. She is struggling right now and it is not okay. Not only that, you kept bringing up to everybody she needs to figure out how to take care of her kids. You didn't love it when anybody brings up your kids. Now I'm going to say that Gina does have some points. She really does. It's time for Jen to grow up quite a bit. When her and them kids moved into Ryan's house and then her parents show up and she's crying talking about, you know, they shouldn't have to keep taking care of their 46-year-old daughter. You damn right. No, ma'am. You are 46 years old. You have 4 or 5 kids. No, ma'am. You were doing fine when you were married to your husband. Then you stepped out on your husband and now the struggle is real. Now, listen, I am not a person that advocates for you to stay in a marriage that is not happy, but I am a person that advocates in preparedness. When you knew that that marriage wasn't going to work, you needed to hit the ground running, figuring out a way that you were going to be able to sustain the lifestyle that you live in or figure out a way to downsize and still be there for those kids. You also cannot sit back and wait for your parents to take care of you. Now you and your kids are living at Ryan's house, who doesn't really have a job. You told Katie and Shannon that he doesn't work, that he used to work in construction. Now he just lays around on the beach all day. Okay, what? How is he paying his bills? I mean, how he's paying his bills is not my damn business. But what is my business, since you put it on TV, is the fact that you and those kids have moved into this man's house. You are now relying on this man for support, which means if he decides he's going to cheat, or he just decides he doesn't want you anymore, you and the kids are what? Out on the street. Now, when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she did say that her and the kids are still living at Ryan's house. Honey, listen, I wish her and Ryan the best of luck. I'm just saying, it's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet. She also said that whatever fees were acquired with this rental place that she got evicted from, her father had to pay it because he co-signed for her. Which brings up another situation. When Gina was at this party talking shit about her, she said, I got her in this place with 0 credit check. Clearly Gina is lying if her daddy had to co-sign for her. If she had to get a co-signer, clearly they knew that her credit was not up to par and she needed somebody to back her up, which was her daddy. And the credit check situation came up when Heather joined the conversation. She said, well, Emily told me that she didn't have a credit check. Gina, this is not cute. You have told Emily, you have told Tamara, you have told Heather, you have told Katie. You have just almost pretty much announced it to everybody at the party. But, you know, just in case some of the people at the party didn't hear about the situation, Emily was more than happy to mention it at the party, at the table. She needs money. She needs a house and a car. I mean, it was just really too damn much. I said, what is this? Emily has 0 storyline this season, so she's going to use this woman's eviction? Tacky. I know that Gina is not a lawyer or a doctor or a priest, but come on, there has to be some sort of agreement in realty that if you are my realtor, you're not going to spread my business around town. Alexis is in a corner trying to talk shit about Shannon. I really appreciate the way Shannon carried herself at this event, because it had to be difficult, especially at certain points. Alexis was over there trying to talk shit. Shannon can hear her and she says, "Can you lower your voice? Because we can hear everything you have to say." Alexis is over there acting childish, stupid as hell. She makes some kind of comment that Shannon is old enough to be her mom. I said, oh, so that's what we doing? We age shaming? That's what we doing now. All right, so I wanted to see, like, is she really old enough to be this woman's mom? Because they look about the same age. Anyway, I looked it up. Alexis is 47. Shannon is 60 years old. So Shannon would have had to have been 13 when she gave birth to Alexis. Not saying that she couldn't, but really, John Jansen is 62, which means Jansen is old enough to be your daddy. Alexis, you are childish. Your comebacks seem absolutely staged and planned. Have several damn seats. Not to mention, a few moments later, she turns around and says out of her wishing well comment that her goal was for her and Shannon to become cordial and get along. Shannon said, "I'm not buying this shit. She was disrespectful as hell to me, talking shit and everything a few minutes ago. Now all of a sudden she wants me to think that she wants to be cordial and friendly with me? Absolutely not. Get the hell out of here." Another thing that was crazy, Gina went around the party talking all this crap about Jen, and then Jen approaches her and she says, "Well, I know this isn't the place, but maybe we can meet up and talk." Gina says, "Oh yes, this is definitely not the time or the place." Really? It was the time and the place when you were over in the corner talking shit about her. You talked about her then. But now that she's right here in your face, it's not the time nor the place. I agree it's not the time or the place, but I also don't think it was the time or the place for the rest of the girls to talk bad about this woman and her situation either. Emily in her comments talking about Jen needs to stay in the money booth longer than anybody else because she needs money for rent and a car. That was disgusting. And in Heather's confessionals, Heather says there's not enough money in that booth that's going to fix Jen's rental problems. I said, Heather, get out of the trash with the rest of these ladies. Anyway, when Alexis makes that crazy comment about trying to be friends with Shannon, as soon as she gets back to the table, Tamara says across the table as loud as she can, "Well, you might have to stop banging her ex if you want that to happen." Why would you say that? Why is that necessary? You know, I'm pretty sure that all the people at the party had already heard all the screaming and yelling and they know the situation. But for a couple of those who didn't know the situation, now they do. That's embarrassing as hell. Tamara goes into the wishing well and she licks the box, like she licks the glass. I said, you know what? This woman is so disgusting. I mean, just the germs alone. Then the childish behavior. She's just gross. Her question was, what would you like to have less of this year? And she said she would like to have less friends who talk shit about her behind her back. And I said, well, if you want friends to stop talking shit about you, maybe you should lead by example and stop talking shit about everybody that you call friends. Then out of the blue, somebody brings up Alexis's ring that she received from John. Everybody wants to show off the ring. You know, let's talk about the ring. And somebody says, that is his promise ring to you, right? And she said, no, it's #promised with a D at the end. And the new housewife, Katie, she is hilarious, by the way. She said, Alexis, there's not much difference between a promise ring and a promised ring. It's just the promised has a D on it, which is what Alexis is getting. That's what she said. Honey, listen, I'm sick of them. So I just thought it was disgusting that everybody at this table was just talking about John Jansen and Alexis. You know, Gina says, well, that ring is a really big gift for somebody you've only been dating for 2 months. And it broke Shannon. I could tell. Shannon's face looked extremely sad. And Alexis says that, you know, she thinks that she's going to marry John Jansen. And, you know, Gina questions, she said, after 2 months? And she says, well, yes. Shannon gets up and leaves the table. Clearly, this is too much. And it would have been too much for me too. If I dated someone for 2 or 3 years and we never even got to the point where we were even thinking about marriage, and then all of a sudden he meets this person who's 13 years younger than me, and all of a sudden he's buying fancy rings and she thinks that she's about to get married to him, I would be devastated as well, especially when my so-called friend group is egging this conversation on and inviting this lady in my face. I just would be upset too. But when Tamara decides that she's going to follow her, I said, why would you do that? You don't give 2 shits about Shannon. Why would you get up from that table and follow that woman? I think that Tamara is disgusting. She was just trying to play in Shannon's face and act as if she was there for Shannon. And Shannon let her know that she knew that she didn't really care about her. I think that Tamara loves to gaslight the hell out of Shannon and to get in that woman's face and tell her that she is a horrible person. Shannon is a horrible person? I mean, Tamara is the devil. How the hell are you going to look this woman in the face and call her a horrible person? And I don't mean to be rude, but all of Shannon's children speak to her. I'm just saying, okay? The horrible person, Tamara, might just be you. Look at yourself in the mirror sometimes. Maybe you should watch the show. Get a moment. Start at episode 1 and keep it moving. You are a horrible person. I don't love it because Tamara always says, I love Shannon. If she needed me, I would be there. But right in that moment, she needed you and you were not there. You have zero compassion for this woman. Why kick somebody when they are down? It's always disgusting behavior with Tamara. Shannon gets together with Katie and Jen. They were doing a workout on the steps. And honey, listen, I hate steps too, but they are very good for workouts. If we had steps like that here, I would be able to go up and down those steps maybe 4 times. You're not about to get 5. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I need this heart to continue to live. 5 times up them things, I'm having an attack right then. Just call somebody. Say a prayer. It's over for me. Then when they start talking about John, Jansen, and Alexis and all the pictures they keep posting online and he's smiling, grinning from ear to ear, Shannon says it's because of his new teeth. And Katie says, well, it might be because of his new teeth, but I think it's because of Jesus jugs. She's really cute. First of all, I do not think it's appropriate to keep calling this woman Jesus jugs. I don't know why they are bringing that back, but I do think it's rude and they should stop. Now, Katie, in her situation with Heather, I want her to stop it. Okay, she says that she met Heather at a party at Sutton's house and Heather just looked at her and turned around. So what? Move the hell on. You were just at one of Heather's events and she was very kind to you. Move forward. Don't let this be your storyline. Shannon says that the reason that she was so angry with Heather is because of all the stuff that Tamara told her. And that's another thing. Shannon, why do you believe Tamara? And you and Tamara had just made up that same season. You saw how Tamara treated Jen and you didn't appreciate it. How in the hell is it that you are buying everything that comes out of Tamara's mouth? Last season, Heather got the blame for a lot of things that she didn't even say. And the things that she did say were taken out of context and blown the hell up. Heather took the brunt of a lot of bullshit last season. And I don't blame her for not being 1000% team Shannon. Shannon kind of threw her under the bus and drove over her last season. So Gina's showing a house. And it was right then when I realized Gina is going to use Jen's eviction as her storyline this season. So this is going to be yet another season. I think this is going on 3 seasons or 4 seasons in a row that I have really not liked Gina and thought it was time for Gina to go. But she's on the phone talking to Emily, and now she's telling Emily even more. She lost a deal because of Gina. The agent didn't call her back, so she lost $50,000. Listen, you are the one who chose to go ahead and put your name on the line for her. Not only that, you don't know completely that that agent didn't call you back over this Jen situation. You have no idea for sure. You are the one who decided to stand behind her. I don't know if you decided to run a background check, a credit check. Did you do your due diligence before you stood up and backed her? this is not only Jen's fault, it's your fault too. Now, Jen says that when Emily approached her about her being evicted, she wondered, what the hell? How did Emily know about this? She says, yes, they're all in the same group, but Gina was her realtor. Gina is doing more damage to her career by telling all this woman's business than this woman getting evicted. Well, I kind of like Katie so far. We find out that she was adopted, and so was her brother and sister. She is Korean. Her daughter is truly invested in the Korean culture. She wanted to know where she was from. Katie says that her family did not invest in knowing anything about the Korean culture or the language or anything. So she's really proud of her daughter. Her daughter has learned to speak Korean, and I think that her family is cute. She says that she's got 3 kids with her first husband, and then she has another child with her current husband, I think. I think that there's a little more that they need to tell us about this situation. But so far, I like her, and I like her family. So Emily has decided to get all the girls together so they could play flag football, which I think is really a bad idea, because somebody is going to get hurt or somebody's going to get too aggressive. These women are so childish and petty. Emily danced a jig around who all was invited. As she was dancing this jig, Shannon said, did you invite Alexis? And she says, yes, she needed enough people to get a game together. And she wasn't really happy about Alexis. Alexis was rude and got smart with her. Gina says Alexis is not the easiest person to get along with. Then why'd you invite her? You invited her to piss Shannon off. Either that or you invited her because production told you to. Shannon gives Gina a truthful, tear-felt apology, and I think it was legitimate. I think that she really meant what she said, and she was really sorry for how she treated Gina over her DUI. Sometimes you can't really see what a person is going through unless you have gone through it or are going through it yourself, and I think this is one of those moments. And Shannon really is sorry, in my opinion, and I think that Gina truly took the apology to heart and accepted it. That group hug was awesome. I was happy to see that. I'm just hoping that Gina is being 100 and she's not going to bring this up and throw it in Shannon's face later in the season. And I truly do not need any more scenes with Tamara and Eddie. I really don't. And the fake crying about how much she cares about Shannon. You don't give 2 shits about that woman. Oh, she's worried about her because she won't stop drinking. I think that Tamara should be worried about herself too. How many seasons, how many times have we seen Tamara get so wasted that she doesn't even remember her horrible behavior the next day? I think that by the grace of God, Tamara hasn't had a DUI. She really should watch how she is treating Shannon. Now, she did give us a little information. She said that Jen had been separated from her husband for 4 years. So she has no idea why she hadn't hit the ground running and got herself a job so that she could support her children, because you cannot always rely that your ex-husband is going to do the right thing and take care of his responsibilities. I think that one thing is for sure, if I was in a relationship where my husband was the sole provider and I knew that this marriage was about to break up, I would absolutely have a plan. I need to have a job. I need to have somewhere stable for me and my children. If I have to downsize, I will do that. You have to have a plan, and you've got to learn how to support yourself when you divorce. So when they get over to Ryan's house, it looks like everyone's fitting in at his house. He does have a beautiful home that they are living in. Jen having that scene with her parents crying, I did feel for her. I am sorry for what she's going through, but I agree. At 46 years old with 5 kids, girl, snap the fuck out of it. It's time to stand on your own. You would be so proud of yourself if you stood on your own 2 feet and handled business. I tell you what, I stand on business every day. I have taken care of myself and my son every day of this boy's life. When I moved out of my parents' house at the age of 19, there was no looking back, no turning back. I stood on business. I raised my son as a single mom all by myself, and we lived the way that I could afford. Would I love all the glitz and all the fancy shit? Yes, but my salary doesn't say that. My salary says middle class, and that's how I live. And I love it. I'm proud of me and I'm proud of my son. And we are doing the best we can. Jen, at this moment, she's doing the best that she can, but there are steps that she needs to take to be independent. Because like I said earlier, if things don't work out with her and Ryan, where are her and the children going to go? When they flash to all that poop from her animals out in Ryan's yard, that is disgusting. That is a no-go. That'll get you put out. Get that shit up. Now, when Shannon and Heather meet up, I'm not mad at Heather for being angry. You know, Shannon tries to apologize. Heather says, don't apologize. I don't need an apology. I need you to say to me that you understand and trust. She said after the reunion, she said, you should know by now. You should see that I was not lying. I was not out here spelling your business. You were believing everything Tamara told you, and you shouldn't have done that. And that is true. After her and Tamara fell out and everything went down with them in the Trace Amiga situation, I don't know why Shannon didn't realize Tamara is a liar. She could have just watched back the show last season and realized that Tamara was putting 10 on 5. I do appreciate that they're trying to work it out. However, Heather lets her know that she is inviting Alexis to her next event. She says that her and Alexis have been talking more than her and Shannon have, especially in the last year. I can't blame Heather, but I really don't think they should invite Alexis to everything. Now, when Emily, Katie, and Gina get together, Katie brings it up. She says, you know, Jen would like to know how you found out about her eviction. Emily is trying to act and cover for Gina, and she said, oh, I figured it out. Gina said, well, it was on Instagram. No, Emily found out because you have downloaded her all the information, the same way you told everybody else. And then when Katie said that she liked Jen's car, Emily makes that disgusting comment, well, take a picture of it before it gets repoed. What? You know, the last 3 seasons I've been saying Emily can go. She can go. You're using this woman's unfortunate situation as entertainment. Then when Jen meets up with Gina.
You did not pay your rent. This is my brand new career, Jen.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have gone running your mouth about my personal business.
I didn't run my mouth about my personal business.
Then how does Emily know about it?
Evicted. Do you know how I knew you were evicted? Instagram. You need to grow up.
No,
you need to pay your bills. You need to figure out how to take care of yourself and your children. And it is not your ex-husband's responsibility. And it is not your boyfriend's responsibility. I am so upset by this. You called me and I helped you. Do you want to know something else? Because I don't think you get it, because I understand you don't get these things. I'm trying to explain
I don't get these things. Are you implying that I don't know anything, Gina?
You don't know. Do you know about this? And you really need to wake up. Wake up, Jen. You're not paying your rent. You're getting your hair and makeup done. Why aren't you paying your rent? You're getting your threads done. Why aren't you paying your rent? You're at the gym every day.
Are you kidding me? Gina, just because my life is falling apart doesn't mean my hair has to fall apart like yours did.
Why aren't you teaching yoga class, like outdoor yoga classes? Outdoor yoga classes.
You don't even know what I'm doing to try to bust my ass, Gina.
You're not paying your rent, Jen. You won't even let me talk. I'm not gonna do it. She won't even let me talk. She's a joke.
I'm
not gonna do
a joke.
If you want to do this weird, I'm not doing it, Jen.
I'm not doing weird.
Thank you. Goodbye. Jen is a ding dong. You're pathetic. Take care of your self and your kids, or drown. But don't run me over with your bullshit. I've lost respect for Jen. Her inability to even see how this has affected me has told me everything that I need to know about her, which is mostly that she's stupid.
Oh, Lord, that was a lot. Gina, first of all, she came in on 1,000. Calm down and watch your tone. You don't have any business screaming and yelling at that woman like that. Gina says, you're getting your hair and makeup done. Why aren't you paying your rent? And Jen says, Gina, just because your life is falling apart doesn't mean that my hair has to fall apart like yours did. In the confessional, Gina's hair was falling apart. She was looking a mess. I don't think that Jen should have to show up on camera and look like her problems. You know what I mean? But like I said in my last video, if you're being evicted, going out to fancy dinners, you might have to cut back on that. Maybe you have to do your hair and your glam yourself. You know, you're being evicted. You have to save money somewhere. You have to cut back. You know, if I was being evicted, I would be willing to sell some of my designer stuff. I would be willing to do so much. just to provide stability for my children. On Watch What Happens Live, she said that she got her hair and makeup and stuff done in trade. So I guess by posting, the person did her hair and makeup. And if that's the truth, then that's okay. You know what I mean? That's a good deal. I understand that Gina is frustrated. But you don't have to come at this woman like that, screaming at her, embarrassing her in front of all these people at this place about her financial issues. I mean, we have seen you go through your financial issues, your divorce issues, all of these things. And it's not all right for you to do this to her. Yes, you got your real estate license. Yes, you've sold a few homes, but that doesn't make you an authority. Gina, in my opinion, she's the last person that should be judging somebody on their finances. It's not like this lady did this just to hurt Gina. She didn't do this on purpose. She didn't sit back and say, hey, let me not be able to pay my rent and hurt Gina's reputation. I think she's making a big deal about this because it's on camera and she needed a storyline for this season. I think that we saw Gina take a while to get herself together. She's been on the show for quite a while, and it took her a while to get herself and get her footing, together. So I don't think that she should do this. Don't do this to this woman. I think that it's wrong. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Are you Team Gina or are you Team Jen? Are you Team Shannon or Team Alexis? I'm telling you right now, I'm Team Jen and Team Shannon. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.